everybody, and welcome to the FFC Show. Today, I am joined by Lewis Armstrong, who is one of the commentators on FFC and also head coach of Tossakan Muay Thai. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it over to Lewis just to give a small introduction about himself again.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Yeah, like Tom said, my name's Lewis Armstrong. I'm from Newport, coach at Tossakan Muay Thai, and most recently commentating on Flow Fight Club with Tom, Macaulay, and whoever else is on board at the time.
So today we're going to look ahead at Rhondda Rampage 4, talking about some of the announced fights that we have already, and then also looking at some of the fighters that we got returning, and we'll also look at one or two of the fights from some of the other shows as well. So we're going to jump straight in, and the first one is the return of Cameron Caniff. So Cameron fought on our first show on Rhondda Rampage 1, and he fought against Fingal, who obviously fought Finley on Rhondda Rampage 3. So both come in on number one. And I'll be honest, bro, like from my opinion, and I think a lot of the boys agreed on it, it was first fight the Rhondda Rampage, and what an opening from the both of them, even though Cameron come up a bit short on the scrap. Like, what a fight, man. Every time you see that promo, you see the two of them go to war. And I'll be honest, it's good to see Cameron back, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have you watched Cameron versus Fingal?
Yeah, I have seen it a couple of times. It was a hell of a scrap. It was close. It wasn't a lot in it. I believe Fingal pinched it on a split decision.
Yeah.
Which I think he won in the dying seconds of the last round. I think it was a very, very good back and forth, evenly matched fight.
Yeah.
I remember Fingal caught him at that one moment. We sort of turned his back and he threw a head kick.
Yeah.
Straight in the chops, but he ate it like a trooper, and yeah, it was a wicked fight, man. Fair play.
It was, and being the first one as well. Like, that was the first fight that we put on. Like, I remember standing there from our perspective, and like from running the show, and I just remember standing in the doorway, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, right, here we go. Like, this is what we've all been waiting for, and this is the first one. They've both made the entrance. Here we fucking go. And like we both said, man, it was a scrap. And obviously Cameron coming from Karma, we're trying to get some more of the boys from Karma across, like Sonny Meredith as well as one. He done the Interclub up with us, Sonny's another a good scrapper that come from Karma. They got some great guys, and they're a great team to have on the show. Like, Tex he's always so he reminds me of Trevor Whitman. I don't know why, right? But like when it's so just violence, he's just smiling within it. Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's one of his boys getting it or one of the other boys getting cracked. If it's a good shot, he appreciates a good shot. Like,
Tex is he's a proper martial artist. I don't want to say cheesy, but he is a proper martial artist, Tex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've known him for years. We're like under the same Muay Thai banner, prior Pichai.
Okay.
Like, my coach trained with his coach was Carl Price at the time. So yeah, we kind of like go down the line together, sort of. He's a little bit older than I am, but yeah, he's been around for a long time, Gareth. His boy Nathan as well. He's a good scrapper. He's a very good fighter. But yeah, I expect to see some big things from Gareth in the future. Obviously Tex, a lot of people know him as Tex. His name's Gareth Powell. Yeah, he's going to produce some good guys up there. I know it. I know he is. He already is, but I think it's the beginning of things to come. For that team. Definitely.
I agree with you. And obviously you got Nathan who's fighting on Stand Up War on the weekend on April the 12th, isn't it? April the 12th. And we tried to match him on ours before, but every time there was something coming up, and like for the next one there's exams, but dude, again, he's one of those, like you said, he's a highly talented kid, and it was his birthday this week as well, and it was like his 18th birthday, and he's doing weight cuts, and he's doing like, he's in the gym doing the extras, even though it's what's needed in it, really.
Yeah, He's mad, Nefa. He's like Gareth. He's the same smile. He's smiling at anything. Gum shield, like full of blood, and he's just grinning, like just been smacked in the face, like borderline concussed, and he's just like, "Yeah, round two, let's go."
Uh,
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. But yeah, hats off to Gareth. He's doing some things with the guys at the moment. So yeah, looking forward to seeing who he turns out next.
yeah. So back to Cameron. So Cameron's fighting Thai at 72 kilo against Kieran Robertson from Phoenix Muay Thai. Now, Cameron being 1-1 and Kieran is 1-0. So and it's N class, so 72 kilo N class. I'll be honest, man, like there's not a massive difference between them, when it comes to paper, is it? Like if you look at the fight on paper, there's one fight between the two of them. They both got a win under their belt. Cameron's also learned as well, so it should be a good scrap. And Phoenix, like with head coach Nick DeGleesh as well, like they got some great guys coming out of there as well. Like you always see them, they're everywhere as well, isn't it? In the stand-up war,
He's another guy, Nick. Very experienced coach. He's an experienced fighter himself as well, and he's got. I see his posts. Follow him on his socials and stuff. Get on pretty well with Nick. He's a nice bloke. All his guys are well schooled in all areas, like all areas of Muay Thai. They can box, they can clinch, they got the kicks on point, they got everything on point. He's doing well, and he has such a big class, such a stable of guys. So yeah, like I don't even know. I don't know the lad who's fighting out of his gym, but I just know as soon as I know he's coming from Nick's gym, I know he's going to be well schooled. He's going to be up for the challenge.
Yeah, I agree on that. Like, I totally agree on that. Whenever you see any of the boys from Phoenix fight, like I think you hit the nail on the head, but they're like well schooled in all aspects of combat. Like when it comes to boxing, when it comes to Thai, even with the clinching throws, they on point. Like
it simply reminds me of Gareth, to be honest. They're quite similar in terms of like how they are, like true martial artists. Like Nick's the same. He loves it. Everything he does is martial arts. He loves it. He loves it. It's in his blood. The same as Tex. So that's what makes it interesting, because obviously they're both producing their fighters. They're both, giving knowledge to the younger generation to put into the ring and see how they cope with it, basically. Which makes it interesting.
Yeah, and like we said, like being early within their careers, it's a good show. It is a good show of the two of them. I'll be honest, like I said on Noel, every time we speak, like every time we announce a fight, it just makes me excited. I'll be honest, it's like it is one of those ones in it. And one of the best things with FFC is a lot of the shows, a lot of the gyms that we work with, like on a personal level. Do you know what I mean? So like as you said, you see the development, or you follow the gym yourself, so you're seeing people coming through, and you're seeing the development, and you're seeing the interclubs. You see them at the interclubs. You go up against them, and it is, man. It is good to see everybody coming on so much, and this is why I'm excited about. Even though between the two of them, they've only got 3 fights. Like it's another exciting matchup. Like
definitely it is. And obviously, you say they've only had 3 fights between them. they probably got a wealth of knowledge already, even though they've only had a couple of fights.
Exactly.
Cameron's, like I watched his last fight. He was like very, very kick orientated. Tech's probably been like, we're going to mix that up with your boxing and string it together with your knees and your hands. And so obviously he's going to come on leaps and bounds just from that one fight, just look back himself and learn what do I need to improve on, what can I add to my game. So these guys, they're always constantly improving. So you might think, oh, he's only had 2 fights. I'm guaranteed he'll be twice the fighter he was on the last fight. Exactly. Both of them.
Yeah. And as you said, it reflects back to the coaching staff as well, doesn't it? It goes back to that, and it shows that the growth and the development from them is, like you said, numbers don't really matter, does it? It's just what they come to do, and I'm excited for that. Even though we've that's one of the fights we've got announced. We've got a couple of others I want to talk about, and then another one that I want to touch on now is Bradley Couch versus Kornelious. Fuck yeah, I even got his name right.
I wouldn't attempt his surname. I'd just say fucking corn, like, but he knows I. Yeah, mate, that's mental. That's mental. Obviously, I've known Corn for a little while. While you were there, I've done like an interclub against him and stuff. I know
Yeah,
he's like quite a tricky. He's quite a tricky customer. Corn is like he's like long rangy, safe, poor, fucking just fucking nightmare. Like, but then you've got Bradley, man. That guy's like he's like a gorilla. Seen
I
him
know.
ringside on a, and he's a fucking gorilla, mate. So that yeah, that's interesting. I think that's going to be the typical like bull versus the matador type thing. I mean, if I
Yeah.
was Cornelious, definitely be the matador. Like fucking catch me if you can. Like you're just beating a jab on the way. That's about it. But mate, anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Anything can happen. So that's a very exciting matchup. I can't wait to see that. To be honest,
Yeah,
I can't wait.
that's a good one. Like that, and for people who don't know, like Corn is the 80 kilo FFC 10-ounce boxing champion. So he beat Gareth Wright from Lincoln Fight Factory. Rhondda Rampage won and then defended his title on Rhondda Rampage 2 against Billy Wright from the Way Gym in Bristol. And the defense was a late defense. Like we you know we sorry, not a late defense, a quick defense. That's what I meant to say. He literally got matched up straight away. Corn's, as you said, Corn's quite fucking mental. So his mentality was, I've got the belt, let's defend it. Right now, let's defend it. Let's go on to the next thing. And and that's his mentality, man. He just wants to fight. And bro, we were talking, and me and Macaulay were talking before. Like, we were all kind of thinking this is where this fight was going to end up. And then not just that, Corn was already hinting at me that I think it was the day after he was telling me, he was like, I want to fight him. I want to fight him. So got his wish.
Yeah. Because everyone else is like, fuck that, mate. Dodge that guy like the plague. He's like, yeah, bro, match me up with that guy. That guy
Yeah.
that just won in 15 seconds. Match me up with that guy, bro. I
Yeah.
was like, okay,
Yeah. And
wild, wild.
it is wild, man. Like you said, like Bradley's known for his relentless pressure, right? And his intensity. Let's highlight the word intensity, right? Because yeah, I agree with the word gorilla. Like he does, man. He's just this stocky little powerhouse, and he does just beam intensity. But outside of the ring, lovely guy. I seen him outside the shop a couple of weeks ago, and he's great. He was like, there's nothing here. But then when he's in the ring, man, like we seen it against Brad, he just locked eyes with Brad before Brad even made out to the walk.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's that switch, and it's even the same in the gym. Like people will be like, oh, he's not even all that sparring and stuff. Yeah, that's sparring. Though. It's when you're fighting, it's that fight or flight mode, and when that switch gets, it just takes over, don't it? It just you're a different person, different mentality. Everything just changes. Like so, don't judge don't judge someone by seeing them outside the shop, man.
Yeah, it is. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, but yeah, I am
Yeah,
excited with that one. And as you said, I agree with the Buller Matador. I really do. I think that if Corn keeps him on the end of a jab, he could, bait him into a shot or bring him into a shot. Like, but then, as you said, that's all Bradley has to do is dip his head and throw that overhand.
yeah. I think matches like that. I don't know. I think I find it more exciting than if it was like two Brads or two Corns. Like
Yeah,
I like that matchup because it's like who's going to make the mistake. That's what it comes down to. Cornelius is the long fighter. It's like well, you
yeah,
need to stay on your bike, pick your shots, keep moving. Brad obviously needs to cut off the ring, try and corner him, try and back him up, and look for that heavy shot on the chin. And it's obviously like you've got to maintain that over the duration of the fight. So it's like who's going to slip up first, who's going to make the first mistake, and who's going to capitalize on the first mistake. It's
yeah.
very, very, man. I like that matchup. It's interesting.
It is. And the other thing as well, like with Bradley Couch, he's making his pro MMA debut now, on British Fighting Championship. Uh, and that's fighting for a title. Or,
Fair play.
and that's his pro MMA debut. Like I watched him fight amateur MMA, and he fought pretty much the exact same thing. The guy was really tall, and I'm sure he's at 90 kilo, but the guy he was fighting, Lou, honestly, he was. doing everything right, like we were saying, using his jab, keeping on the end of his, keeping on the end of his jab, keeping doing this, doing that, keeping on his bike and moving around. But he just didn't pack the pop that was needed to like slow Bradley down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Brad
And
just go on.
it's that effect as well, and it's all good being on your bike and using a jab. Like if that jab just feels like someone just tapping you on the shoulder, you're not going to respect that, and you're
No,
just going to play. Like
and that's
so,
what
yeah.
happened. And
But Cornelius has got that power behind him as well, hasn't he? So
yeah,
it's not going to, like peppering shots. They're gonna might not have the impact that Brad would have, but they're going to be enough to think, oh shit, I don't really want to keep pressing forward because I know what's coming after that jab is going to be the street. So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and only keeps you on the outside where he's going to want him to be. So, yeah.
And then not just that as well, right? But like to touch on Corn a little bit. Corn's just lit today was his so Monday the 7th. Today was his grand opening of his new gym down in Bridgend. So congratulations on that again, Cornelious, because that's awesome. So he told me, obviously, Corn, I corner Corn. He comes up with us, he does a lot of cross training with us and stuff. But he told me, man, that he's got a little bit, I don't know, I'm not going to say more to fight for, but in his head, he's like, I won this even more than I did before. Now that I've got the gym, now that I've got
Yeah.
everything's kind of like falling into place for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I can relate to that because it feels like you're leading from the front as well. Because obviously it's your gym where people come to you for your experience and your knowledge or whatever, and you're like your training routines or whatever it may be. But then obviously you're fighting from the front, so they obviously all
Yeah.
look up to you, your name, your gym you're carrying, and also everyone that comes to you to train.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're kind of, you know what I mean, I just picture it like you're on the battlefield and you're that front man, and everyone's looking at you waiting for your orders, and you give them that nod and say, right, let's go. It's that kind of feeling. So it is. I understand 100% where he's coming from. There, it's that extra like fucking. I'm going to show these boys. Yeah, it's a different feeling, man. Yeah,
So, and
yeah, I
then
get that.
as you said, like leading from the front. Fucking hell, Lou, you give me fucking goosebumps there, bro. Like
It's that
lead,
fucking kicking him.
fucking hell. Um, Leading from the front, and then as we said, like got a little bit more to fight for. And I do, man. I really think that like, he's already told me that he wants to stay active this year. Like he's told me he wants to do all of the Rhondda Rampages. The only reason he couldn't do this one was he was injured because he was supposed to fight for Elite Fight Series for a title, but then he had to. Um,
uh,
do
I
you
did
remember?
see that. I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then he was injured, and he's only. I'll be honest, bro. He's now got over everything. So like he couldn't obviously do the first one. So, but this is why he wanted, and this is him though, isn't it? Just come off an injury, so give me the biggest test you can. Somebody who can hit you with a fridge door.
Yeah. These guys, fair play, man. These boys are active, and they, like you said, Bradley's just fighting MMA, and he's just fought hybrid boxing on yours, and he's jumped straight in pro MMA debut. He's already matched up now for a boxing bout with Kornelious. One's that 2 months away.
Yeah,
Like these guys are they're active, man. They're busy. Like fair play to them. They're busy guys.
it's good as well. It's and as you said, like one of the things from Cornelius' perspective is leading from the front. It shows everybody in his gym that you can fight. It's not
Yeah.
like you haven't got to wait for fucking 5 years or do you know what I mean? It's not anybody can do it as long as they're doing what's needed. Like,
Yeah, as long as you put the graft in, that's what it comes down to. Like I think everyone waits for that perfect moment,
yeah,
and there's no such thing. They're like, oh, I'm not ready, or I'm not fit enough. It's like, just get yourself matched up, give yourself a kick up the arse you need, fucking live in the gym for the next 2 months, and you will be ready. You're not gonna like get ready and then say, oh, do you know what? Actually, I feel ready. I'll fight next week now. It doesn't work that way.
no,
Got to put yourself forward, and then you've got to back it up with
yeah,
the training. And if you don't, you'll get found out on the night. So
yeah. That's
yeah,
that's dead on, dead on. Now, one of the things that you said, which I massively agree on, is obviously the activity level from the two of them, and with Corn fighting, this would be his, I think, third. Like boxing. When I say boxing, like I mean just hands. I think it's third title for boxing, I think. And then obviously Bradley Couch, I think, hasn't won one yet. But it's still all experience, and it's still the fact that like Bradley Couch is doing these tournaments. Like, you've done that Welsh Combat Series tournament, the 2 fights one night, and I think that was 10 ounce. That was, so game like an absolute dog
Yeah.
all in.
Yeah, fair play. So what would they be matched in? They'd be fighting glove boxing. Was that
No,
10-inch gloves?
no. Corn is the 10 ounce, 80 kilo FFC champion, but Bradley versus Corn is going to be 4 ounce hybrid.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was glove boxing.
No, 4 ounce hybrid, bro. You even better.
Yeah. Oh shit. I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be 10-inch glove boxing. Like what? So it's going to be what's that? 3 twos,
Three
four
twos,
inch gloves.
3 twos, 4 ounce gloves.
Mad. That's mad. That's got to be main event, surely, is it?
Do you know what, bud? Right, it does feel like a main event, and it does. It's something that it's got
Yeah.
something to it.
Yeah, it's being hybrid as well. Yeah, that's mad. I didn't even realize, mate. Fuck me.
But we haven't
Fair
done the
play.
we haven't done the order yet, and we've still got some other fights to
Yeah.
release. But it is, I'll be honest, bro. We are building it from, and like that'll be Corn's second main event with us then, because he obviously main event in number 2. He was co-main event on number 1. So
Has has Cornelious ever fought in 4-inch gloves? Obviously, Brad has. I've seen him myself, and he's obviously got an MMA career, so he's definitely fought in 4-inch gloves. What
yeah,
about Corn?
Corn has. Corn fought on Welsh Combat. He's also fought a local boy from up here, Luke Chubb. He fought in fours. He's fought it twice, 3 times, I think, in fours.
Oh, she's no stranger. He understands the defense and all the rest of it. Yeah, so
Because that is the difference. Like we spoke about this before, and this is one of the highlights that everyone has to understand, that a 10 ounce glove to a 4 ounce glove, even though there's only 6 ounces of difference, but the fucking build is completely
oh
different,
yeah,
isn't it?
let me. Yeah, I've never fought in a 4-inch glove. I can't speak on a personal level, but I've obviously fought in 10-inch gloves, and I've fought in what's an amateur MMA glove? It's like a sparring
It's
glove. It's like 8, is it?
Yeah, it's
And like yellow Fairtex things. I fought in those. They got fucking hell. The guy when he punched me once in the top of the head, and I had a fucking migraine for about a week.
yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I didn't feel it at the time, but the following morning I woke up, what's the fuck? My head's banging, and it didn't go away for about 5, 6 days. Like, so that was one of them. Imagine an M4-inch gloves, and obviously, yeah, like how tight the defense would have to be is pretty frightening, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I
And
fought
it's
in.
the that.
It is. I fought in fours, and it's fucking. You're like this more than you are anything else, because it's the overhands. The overhands catch you from nowhere. Like as soon as
Yeah,
that overhand, like because, like you said, with the difference in the glove size, if you take a shot in the tens on the bubble of the glove, it kind of like takes the impact out, doesn't it? But when you go the fours, you're only taking it on your fingers, or you're taking it on like the top of the knuckles or whatever, and it does take a. It's hard. It is hard to defend against them,
yeah,
and
yeah. The damage as well, man. Like you see some people like fight 5-3s with Thai and 10-inch gloves, and if they're not fighting like A-class with elbows and stuff, so sometimes they just come away with like a few grazes and stuff. But you see when they're crossing over into like hybrid gloves, wow, man, they're just getting battered, like absolutely destroyed. Like, even the little glancing shots, you got a massive welt under your eye, you got a split above your eyebrow. Yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff, man. Fair play to him, man. Honestly, I always say it. I'm like, you're mad. I want to go with my kids. I respect these guys that throw it down in them little gloves, man. It takes a lot of balls. Fair play to him. Yeah,
bro, and like I said, like with with these two, like Bradley is. I'm not gonna say burst onto the scene, but like within Rhondda Rampage, he burst onto the scene with us because everyone was talking about him. And then you've got Kornelious, who's already been there. Like Kornelious in his last fight, he said is his house. Do you know what I mean? Like you're trying to take it away from him because obviously he's been there from the start, and
Yeah.
and not just that, is that he carries that fighting spirit within it. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking there. Like he is there until the bitter end.
Yeah, 100%. But and then on the flip side, Brad is not taking a fight to turn up and fucking lose. Like, so
You
is
know?
that element. My house, you shall not pass, and he's fucking kicking through the front door, saying, "Fucking stop me."
Yeah, I know. I can't
Yeah,
fucking wait, but
it's good, man. That's how it should be, though. You should be 100% confident in yourself
yeah,
and your ability. That's what makes it exciting. That's what makes the fights, man. Because you've got two guys that believe in themselves 100% and they throw it down, and obviously then it's the fans that get to lap it up, like. So that's what makes it so interesting. It's good, man.
the fans, and then obviously all of us as well. Like I myself, you, because I'll be corner in corner as well, and you like we got the best seats in the house, being on just on that outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Just being there, and yeah, it's going to be that is going to be a great fight. I cannot wait for that. I really can't. And as you said, take my hat off to the two of them because it's going to be a fucking scrap. Like,
Yeah, fair play to him, man. Fair play. Like, especially after the outcome last time, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, whoa, that Brad's a monster. And for Cohen to just be like, yeah, match me up with him. He's like, mate, you okay? You okay?
yeah,
Mad guy, like.
he's awesome, awesome. Now on to another one that we've released is Tomos Bowen, who fought on Rhondda Rampage 3. He fought, and with this now, he comes straight back in. I'll be honest, man. Like it was a good fight that he had on our last one. He won. Uh, it's a quick turnaround to get back in, and he's fighting. Let me just get the match up. 2 seconds. He was the first fight for us to announce. Actually, Thomas is fighting Joshua Kelly from SN Combat. Now, Thomas from PMA. SN Combat have Yasmin, who won like like all of our fighter of the night, and like best fight so far on Rhondda Rampage was Yasmin versus Sky, and yeah, Josh was coming down from the same gym, so it should be a really good scrap. Like,
Yeah, I have heard of SN Combat. I was on a show up in Birmingham back last year, and they were there. They were there in the change rooms. A West Midlands team, I believe.
yeah,
Up the area anyway. Yeah, big stable of guys. Is Thomas? Thomas is he the bald guy from Sam's gym in Newport? Yeah,
yeah,
from Flawless.
uh,
Yeah, I know. I was pretty sure he's from Flawless. PMA, Pubic
PMA,
Martial Arts.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sam Pubic. I know. Yeah, that should be interesting, because obviously I remember his fight. He was up against it, wasn't he, on the last one, and he turned it around
yeah,
and secured the win. Yeah, I remember that. Should be an interesting one. Obviously, I
yeah.
don't know anything about it, but
Well, his opponent Joshua Kelly, he's got 5 fights under his belt so far. He's 1-4. Um,
oh, what weight is this?
70.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was only asking because my Imran was matched with a lad from there on that SN. Um, up on Fight Series back last year.
Mm.
It didn't happen. The guy couldn't make weight, but he was a similar record. He'd had like about 5 or 6 fights, and he was like 1 or 2 wins, I think, and like 4 losses or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is 70 kilo K1, Joshua Kelly. I'll be honest, man. Like, again, as we're talking about records, like Thomas is 1-1 and then 1-4. It doesn't really matter about the record aspect. Like, I reckon this is going to be another good fight. Like, Thomas showed us from the
Yeah,
last one that he's keen to fight. Like, he is there. You have to stop him to beat him. And then you've got Joshua Kelly, who's coming in with a bit of an experience, and I'm not going to say he got a point to prove, but obviously he's coming in to make a bit of a statement as well, isn't
obviously he wants to win, don't he?
he?
But yeah, I literally had this conversation with one of the guys at the gym the other day because we got a lad similar. he's I don't want to like name drop him, but yeah, he's had a few fights and he's in a like a negative basically.
Mm.
But I said, what people don't realize is I said that's still experience, it's still ring time. Like
Yeah.
why would you rather fight somebody with an 0-9 record, so 9 fights, 9 losses, or would you rather fight somebody that's had 1 fight and 1 win? I'd go for the guy with 1 fight.
Mm. Yeah.
Like definitely.
Yeah.
But when someone has had 9 fights, like that's a lot of ring time. You could go the full duration of a fight and win on a split this lose on a split decision. And people go, oh well, he's lost. Just like me, he's just had 5 3-minute rounds. Like that's under his belt, mate. That's it. That's the experience that you haven't got.
And nobody
So
can take that away either, can they?
nobody can. So like you said, what is he 1-4 or
One and
5?
four. 1 and 4.
1-4. So yeah, that's potentially fucking 15 rounds under his belt. You don't know the outcome of all of them fights. So
And that's the
who
other
knows?
side is, like you said, is you could have had the closest fucking fight, and it's just
Yeah.
that one mistake that you made.
Well, like going back to where we started the show, like Fingal and Cameron, look how close
Mm-hmm.
that fight was.
There we
That's
go.
a loss on Cameron's record. You go, oh, well, he's lost. All he's done is he haven't won. It's like me, but did you see how close his loss was? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I would never take that for granted. That's experience at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And again, another, another one of those things to take into account. This is going to be another tough scrap, and I think one of the things that Thomas has got you that is quite early on within his martial arts career is the fact that like he's not afraid to shy away from a challenge, is he? Do you know what I mean? Like as you said just now about the comparison with would you rather fight? Would you rather fight somebody who's 0-1 or 0-9? And there's no you coming off fighting somebody who's a debut and then jumping straight up, like so fair play.
yeah, fair play. What weight was that? 70 kilos.
70, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite an explosive weight as well, and they're like
Mm.
quite big lads, but
Yeah,
they can move.
yeah,
They got that speed, and they have got that like bit of power about them as well.
yeah. And that's the thing, like they are big as well. 70 kilo, big, powerful, and as you said, quite speedy. And yeah, it should be a good scrap. Should be a good scrap.
Yeah, be interesting. Be interesting, man.
Moving on a little bit now. One of the things that we talked about just before we started recording was Ash Williams, the current 65 kilo hybrid FFC champion, laid down his gloves this weekend at Adrenaline.
Mm. Yeah, I did see, man. I did see. Yeah, I don't know if, like you said, I don't know if that's lead them down in MMA or in combat sports in general. I don't know. Like, what how old did you say he was?
I
30?
I'm sure he's in his late 30s. I'm sure it's like 37-ish. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, dude. I'm sure, but I'm sure he's in the later age. But one of the things that surprised me though after seeing this was like as we said in the last show, he was super keen to fight Jory again. And as we said, we don't know if it's MMA or if it's completely, gloves down. Because he did say that he wanted to go back into BKB as well. And
Oh,
I think that well, he's had a great career, so otherwise like he's fought everybody, isn't he, really?
every discipline going, like, yeah,
Yeah, you know.
much than is it? Let's be honest.
No. So anyway, hats off to him. If that's the choice he's made, fair play, because like he can definitely hang his head high. Like he's fought everybody. He's got titles from other shows. He's fought on BKB. He's fought everywhere. So fair play.
Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know. Like, I've seen it happen a couple of times. I've done it myself, but I don't know. Like, I've seen like Liam Harrison done it, and he like
Yeah.
lost on one chance. It was like, fuck this. Like, fucking, even said himself, like, he's throwing his fucking toys out the pram. I'm not saying this is what Ash is doing, but I'm saying I have seen it, like, on a super high level, right the way down to, like, grassroots level. On the night is, if you have a bad loss and you're like, fuck, you think, I can't put myself through this anymore and call it a day. And then you go back home and chuck the PlayStation on. You're like, I'm fucking not about this. It's not about this. Like, get me back in the gym. Get me up. Let's go. It becomes all you know, don't it? At some point. So hopefully not. Like, you know, hopefully he maybe he's just going to concentrate on one discipline, because that's another hard. Crossing over constantly.
Yeah.
When you've got guys constantly doing MMA camps and you're doing a boxing camp, you're doing a K1 camp, and then you think, oh, I'll go back into MMA. Like, you're not going to really be at that like highest of highest level. Whereas if you just like focus on that one discipline, you know, I know MMA obviously is multiple, but I mean, your kickboxing and MMA is not going to be that of an elite level kickboxer that just trains kickboxing. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he's just going to concentrate on boxing, perhaps.
Well, I'd be honest. I like we said, we both don't know what it is. We both just seen seen the photo, and obviously we just having a chat about it ourselves, isn't it? We just, you know, we're having a guess. Like, and as you said, I agree. I think or hope that he just concentrates on one discipline. You know.
Yeah. He's like you said, he's done it all. Like I've seen, I've lost count how many times I've seen him on shows. So like that guy's matched up like amateur K1 and rocking up, and he's like main event on it. Like, oh, fucking hell, banging.
Yeah.
And he's gone to like shows, and it's like Ash Williams is fighting on it. I'm like, oh, fair play. Like, and then I'm on your show, and he's like fighting fucking hybrid boxing. I'm like, it's anything he can do. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I hopefully stick to the boxing. Like, stick to the boxing. Yeah, perhaps cross over between BKB and glove boxing, maybe. Just for the activity, I suppose.
That's the thing, isn't it? He's got it. You know, he's got the both. He's got the option to cross over. But then, as we said, fingers crossed. You know, he does. If he does keep fighting, he just stays to the one discipline and just tries to flourish within that one, innit? You know.
Yeah, definitely. I seem to see people seem to go a lot longer, I find, in like boxing, BKB. You see guys that are like, they might finish out, like Jack Marshman, for instance.
I was just about to say Jack Marshman. That beat me to it.
Like, just sort of fizzles out, and then they seem to just find this fucking doorway, man, and it's like, boom, like a whole new life. And it's like, oh shit. Like, I know he lost on the weekend, but
but bro, did you see like Jack Marshman fought Kevin Reed? Like, Kevin Reed was my MMA coach, and like I remember that was quite a while ago, and that's when I first seen Jack Marshman. And ever since that fight, I was always a fan when he went to Cage Warriors, and from there going into the UFC when he fought Sean Strickland, and like I still follow his, you know, his career now. Like, and dude, what a, like, you see these transformations with him in every different fight. Or like I remember just he put a post up on Instagram, and it was like a comparison of when he signed the the BKB contract to when he was fighting in the BKB. Dude, the size difference, you know, and it just shows how much of a hard work. I love that. I'm you know, I love Jack Marshman. Like, I've watched every fight that I could. He's awesome.
Since I don't even know how long ago, but it was when Shaky used to have a promotion in Newport Leisure Centre called Pain Pit.
Pain Pit, I remember Pain Pit. This
is like over 20 years ago, or probably about 20 years ago, I'd imagine. Yeah, easy, gotta be 20 years ago. And Jack was fighting on there. Like, that was when he was like first on his MMA career, and he was like putting guys away then. Like,
well, I fought Mirtha Mayhem, and he fought on that, and then obviously Pain Pit, and then what was the other one that I seen him? Shock and Awe as another good show. Yeah, man, he's fought everywhere, and like you were saying, innit? It's you're finding this doorway and like kicking it through and coming into headlining a card in the US, like.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I've noticed there's like a few guys out there now that they cross over from MMA. They sort of come to like the end of an MMA career, and obviously they don't want to hang up the gloves as such. You know, they just not that like young guy that they used to be for the MMA world, and they like BKB seems to be that ground now, and you just see so many guys entering and doing very, very well as well. Like not just
Very
like
well.
turning rapid, doing very well. Like that John Phillips, man, Jesus
I
Christ, like
know, dude.
wow,
He
wow, like
is.
yeah, some scary guys out there, man, in that BKB world. But yeah, going back to like Ash, I'm
Yeah,
hoping
yeah.
he's going to be one of them guys. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like going off track, I'm hoping he's going to be one of them guys. He haven't hung the gloves up for good. It's
Mm,
just the end of his days, and he's going to
yeah.
concentrate. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully, he's definitely got a lot in him. So
Yeah. We've seen that. We've seen that. Now, back
yeah,
to the another fight that we've got. We've got Elsa Dig Baha from Jayen Muay Thai is facing Cam Phillips from Phoenix Muay Thai. Now Elsa Dig is 2-1 and Cam is 1-1-1, and this is a 66 kilo C class Muay Thai bout. Now, obviously, you're quite close with the Jayen guys. So have you
yeah.
got anything that you could share on Elsa Dig?
Um, yeah, like that's an exciting matchup. Obviously both have free fights experience,
Hmm.
so you don't get any close on that. Yeah, Elsa's doing very, very well. Obviously he trains with Tristan down in Jayen. He comes up with us now and again as well with Tristan. Yeah, he's improved rapidly. He's a young, hungry guy, and he has improved rapidly. Like I've seen him go from like he had like a little bit of boxing to be like he's like developing a nice overall clean like Muay Thai style. And then obviously his opponent coming from Phoenix, like we said earlier on, he's going to be a well schooled guy. This is a good matchup. Like even though I know nothing about Elsa's opponent, I
Hmm.
know where he's coming from. So I know he's going to have a bit of pedigree about him. I know he's going to be overall. And I know Elsa's exactly that himself. So I think on paper that sounds like an awesome matchup, man. Especially C class. I think this would be Elsa's first fight without shins as well. This C
Oh, okay.
class,
Nice. Nice.
first shin pads, yeah. So just shows again, like we're saying about these young guys, like always progressing and going up the levels.
Mm.
It's good to see. So yeah, I think it'd be a very good fight, mate. To be honest,
One of the
very
things
very
I
good match.
I, I want to touch on with Cam is he's obviously like to draw a fight. It's very rare you see anybody draw a fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and what I mean by that is like in the grassroots, in the amateurs, you don't really see draws, do you? So he, it must he obviously he's got that experience, like we said, with three fights. The two of them got the three fights in, and back to coming from Nick's gym as well. And I don't know if this is his first fight without the shins. I should have checked on that, but another, it's under Muay Thai rules as well, so it should be a good scrap, like another good,
I
another
would
good matchup,
imagine
like.
it probably is his first fight without shins. If he's had
Mm.
three fights, I couldn't imagine Nick knows the drill. He does it
Yeah,
properly.
not gonna
Build the
rush
guys
anybody,
up
like.
from the club level to, you're not just going to throw a young lad in with no shin pads on. Like,
Yeah.
so obviously it might be his second or may even be his first. But yeah, this should be an interesting matchup. I look forward to seeing that because obviously I do see Elsa from time to time. Probably see him once a week training, and then obviously he's staying in his gym the other days of the week. So I have got that kind of closeness with him,
Mm.
and at the same time, I know Nick quite well as well. And like you said earlier, is all his guys they all come the full package. So
It's
should
exciting.
be an interesting. Like me, yeah, I look forward to that, man. That's quite a high level fight. These guys they're not your they're not beginners. They're our next level up. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not novices. But like you said, they got six fights between them. They've seen it. They've experienced wins and loses and losses. So I think you start to see the difference in their approach. Like when you see like the very raw novices, like you said, you don't really see a draw or anything. Because they all got they just go hell for leather and
Yeah.
someone crumbles or someone progresses. But as obviously they start racking up the fights, and especially with no shin pads, the approach sort of changes. It's a bit more calculated. It's a bit more
Mm.
thought out. A bit more reserved on the gas tanks. You know what it's like dying in that last round. It's when it starts getting interesting and they start developing their own styles and stuff. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah,
another good scrap added. Like, I know we've released four. We've got plenty of others that we're going to be releasing, but I know we spoke about those four, so we're going to draw it out. So what I wanted to touch on, get to is a from your perspective, Lou, is as you were involved from coaching within the second one, and then obviously now commentary, and then going into the fourth one, and obviously see if we can get more of your guys on. Is there anything that you can see from your side that's been a standout development for the Rhondda Rampage promotion?
Um, I'd have to say like the level of fights. Yeah, definitely that would be the main thing. Would
Mm.
be the level of fights. Obviously, you've changed the venue as well. Because obviously, you're becoming popular and the fucking the crowds are growing, the fight cards are growing, and that it all goes in hand really. The level of the fight cards go up, it draws in more people, and obviously you have to expand, you have to expand, you have to expand, so yeah, I think it all goes hand in hand, mate. You up the level of the fight cards, and everything else just follows suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like I said, the level of fights definitely.
awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
And
that's it.
Lou, I just want to say thanks again, bro. For joining me, and thanks again for doing everything you do for Ronda Rampage, and yeah, we look forward to it. So the Ronda Rampage 4 now is Sunday, May the 25th. Thomastown Club, bank holiday. Tickets are now currently available on Box and available from Fighters, and they're also available from the Sports Bar in Porth. I don't know if any of you guys know, but in the Ronda we it's near the gym in Hannah Street. I'll put in the address and stuff so you can pick them up from there if you need to get paper tickets, but we've also got from Boxed as well. I just want to say thanks to all the sponsors and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Flow Fight Club, because you also see full fight replays from all of the Ronda Rampages prior. And I just want to say thanks once more, Lou. Is there anybody you want to say thank you to, or any sponsors you want to shout out, Brad?
I've gone with Lone Ranger, I am, mate.
Lone Wolf, Lone Wolf.
Yeah, Lone
Just let
Ranger.
everybody know where your gym is, bro.
I am in High Cross Boxing Gym in Newport, Tossakan Muay Thai. We train Tuesday, Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Technical classes, fitness, pad work, etc., etc. Sunday is 5 till 7, and that is solely for sparring. So it's turn up, 5 rounds to warm up, skipping, shadow boxing, and then that's us, hour and whatever's left, sparring.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where can everybody find the gym and stuff on your socials, bro?
Yeah, so Instagram, Tossakan Muay Thai, same as Facebook. And obviously my personal page then is Lewis Tossakan Muay Thai on Instagram as well. So you can't miss us. We're on there. We're all over it.
Awesome.
Yeah, cheers.
Awesome. Awesome. I just want to say thanks again, Lou. I really appreciate it, bro. Thanks very much for joining me. And yeah, I look forward to the next one.